Persons in this newscast are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our other social media platforms.
Are we ready?
We are ready. How you guys doing?
Motorcycle Madhouse on iTunes and all major podcasting platforms.
That's right. How you guys doing? We are the number one biker podcast on the internet, Spotify, all that good stuff. Got a hell of a show for you guys today. How's everybody doing? We are doing awesome over here at Motorcycle Madhouse Radio. We got a bunch of news today. Pagans, Mongols out in Australia, and also up in South Dakota, they're trying to annex the Jackpine Gypsy in the Sturgis, the property they own up there. But anyway, first let's start out on some housekeeping, if you will. It seems like the haters have come out on that Bandito story, especially after I went through the prime suspect, if you will. Next thing you know, everybody comes back. What, do you change your mind? Why are you doing that? You put it on Get out of here. Go back and look what was said in them videos, them segments. I said I hope it wasn't the case. And right now, I don't believe that suspect was involved with the Banditos, but I don't know the whole story. When I do stuff, I present both sides of the argument. I give the one side presenting the argument, then I try to do the other side the best that I can, especially when people don't put out their case. Then we got to go into op-ed mode, and everybody has opinions, but they're like assholes. Everybody has one. So for those haters, this is what I have to say.
You ought to go try to find a brain cell and find a cheap one, because you ain't got no trade in.
You got no trade in on them brain cells, man. It's funny. They always come out, well, you just say this or you say that on the street, blah, blah, blah. Dude, get off of it already. Jesus with that. Stop with the keyboard warrior stuff and all that bullshit. It gets tiring and you look stupid, especially when you make names that nobody knows who you are. And then, you know what? It's mostly supporters that do it. I gotta admit, it's the supporters. They're the dingbats. And, if you don't like how the news is presented, then go to another freaking page. What do you want me to tell you? Jesus. And sometimes, you think to yourself, this is the reason, exact same reason why when we did that poll, only 30% of people supported clubs. But I don't think the clubs are the problem. I think it's the supporters that are the problem that turn people off. Me, I'm in this business. I have to have the thick skin, so I take all the dumb crap. But when you think about independents on the street and they hear this kind of stuff, it's no wonder they get pissed off, because you get a lot of these keyboard warriors who, want to act so damn tough. It's funny, most of them, and I've run into a lot of this stuff on the street. It's like, really, dude, who the hell are you fooling? You got a support shirt on, so? That means what to me? That means nothing to me, actually. But they want to puff up their chest. But most of the time they buy it on the internet. Anyway, I actually did an article on these supporters over on bikerlifestylemagazine.com where I talk about there is a problem with clubs selling support wear on the internet, and I wove it into that story on this guy. Man, he was trying to do his mom. Jesus, then he blamed her for having a wire and blah, blah, blah. So I can't believe the Ditos would have let this guy in. But at the same time, on that part of the story, there's over 200 individuals right now being interviewed that has connections to the club. So that is worrying, but we'll see how it plays out. Hey, we're going to give you the news as it comes out. So that's just the way it is. But let's go into some of these other stories that are happening in the scene right now. Hey, we have been covering this story. Actually, it's out of the observerreporter.com from Barbara Miller. The jury selection in that Pagan Trial is beginning. For those that do not know what I'm talking about when it comes to that trial, this is out on the East Coast. This has to do with some wolf packing on a Sutars Soldier. And it seems, unfortunately, but, you know, not surprising, one of the members of the Pagans is cooperating with the government. So are several non-members who are charged with having been involved. Now, let's get back to the freaking keyboard warriors. You know, a lot of people are saying, well, you know, why are you calling out a club? Why, you know, why this, why that? Well, you know, for one, it's news. And for two, this always happens. Always. I can call it. Because I've been doing this a long time. I've seen it happen a lot. Something like this goes down, there's always one that's going to jump ship. And what I find hypocritical is this. It's all right to go around, and I'm not saying this is all clubs, guys, so don't go out there and get all your peckers hard and, you know, start all the BS again. But they run around all hard, and next thing you know, something goes down, and at least one or two are running to the government working with the cops. What does that say? Really, what does that say and what does that portray but hypocrisy? You know, it's all fine and dandy. You know, there's the old saying, everybody wants to be an outlaw until it's time to do outlaw stuff. Well, perfect example. You know, that crap that happened down in Florida where they played Sons of Anarchy. They were all ratting on each other and they were supposed to be brothers. Now you got this going on. You got so many incidences of so-called brothers turning on each other. That right there, and then, you know, you get these haters. They think clubs are gods. You know, clubs were awesome. I loved my time in a club, but you know what? That ain't me anymore. And again, I like putting out both sides. So that's the way I run my program. If one day, let's see here, something comes out, I'll give my opinion on that. If more information comes out, I'll revise my opinion towards that. That ain't changing my mind. That's just keeping up with times, you dingbat. It really is. So, getting back to this. The jury selection in the trial's beginning. It began Monday in Washington County Court in the trial of two members of the Pagans Motorcycle Club who are accused of attempted homicide in the beating of a former club member last year. Now, I do know there was others that took deals and sentences and all that good stuff, so you didn't have to go to trial on it. Additional summonses were mailed to ensure a large pool of potential jurors. Judge John DeSalle is presiding at the trial of Joseph Alinsky and Matthew Vasquez. Troy Harris, 54, was injured the night of April 18th inside the Slavic Club. Harris was formerly a pagan, but left at some point and joined the offshoot Sutars Soldiers Motorcycle Club. For those that don't know, the Sutars Soldier, a lot of them, you know, a lot of people try to claim it's a pop-up club. It ain't a pop-up club. Okay, the guy running it is the ex-national president of the Pagans, Rooster Katana. He was actually involved in that Long Island thing where, you know, that tattoo convention, whatever it was back in the day. And, you know, TCB'd up there. And a lot of these other ones, because Rooster was ratted on by some in the Pagans, decided to leave. He wasn't putting up with that type of stuff. It actually has a chapter in my book, New Age and Biking and Brotherhood, you to get on Amazon about how a lot of that stuff went down, what he's about. But a lot of these soldiers in that club are ex-pagans. Not a pop-up club, man. It really ain't. You know, and that's what I find funny is a lot of people, especially the hardcore club members and their supporters, they always want to put across that the clubs are never wrong. They don't do nothing wrong. And I'm one who understands that, yes, there is profiling, but everybody has a hand in what's going on. You know, the clubs are not almighty. They're not all freaking clean. And to say otherwise would be lying. Get that straight, you damn dummies.
You ought to go try to find a brain cell.
Yeah, go find a brain cell, man. Shit. Anyway, the victim was unconscious when he was hospitalized at Allegheny General in Pittsburgh. He spent several months as a patient and in various other care facilities using a cane and undergoing speech therapy because the extent of his injuries. One member of the Pagan, like I said, is cooperating with the government, so are other several non-members who are charged. And the process is going to continue on Monday. This is, let's see here. When was this one? February 4th, it came out. Again, this is from Barbara Miller. Now, let's go into this one real quick. And we're going to actually play the sound bite on this because it's very interesting.
Jackpine Gypsies Motorcycle Club, who started in Sturgis before the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally
You're
began.
damn right.
The Jackpine Gypsies have played a key role in the history of what's become one of the biggest motorcycle rallies in the world. At tonight's City Council meeting in Sturgis, City Manager Daniel Ainsley laid out 5 reasons why the Jackpine Gypsies property could be annexed by the city.
The
This was
sheer
a reading to
tax
consider
burden.
the approval of the annexation, and no formal annexation has taken place. The Jackpine Gypsies had representatives at the meeting, and the organization has strong feelings on the measure. They're concerned about the potential for increased taxes and regulations if the historic property is annexed to the city.
We are completely against annexation. We look at this as a live or die type of thing. So we basically are calling out to anybody in the motorcycle community to come to our defense. If this goes through, basically it will be the death of the Jackpine Gypsies.
The Jackpine Gypsy Motorcycle Club was formed back in the 1930s. The council did approve considering the...
Yeah, all about money. And how much does freaking Sturgis make? Hey, everybody give Sturgis a freaking hell, man. Get on the internet, get on the phone lines. Let's help the Jackpine Gypsy because they are storied. That is, unfreaking real. And that is the problem. And that's one thing I always tell bikers. Why are you going to these big rallies to support these cities, these towns? They don't care about you. They just want your money. This right here, this story proves the point. Sturgis makes how much money each year? And they're going after the Jackpine Gypsies land to annex them into the city so they can make more money on property taxes. Stop supporting these big rallies. If you're truly into the lifestyle, you love the lifestyle, why the hell are you going to throw your support to these kind of people, man? Unfreaking real. Unreal. Anyway, let's go over to Australia because I know I got a lot of our Australia people watching here. It says, well, let me get to it here. Feared Mongols bikie gang sets up in Christchurch chapter by Blair Ensign and Sam Sherwood. A notorious international bikie gang. Actually, it's a biker club, but I better say that because they'll come after me and say, whatever, you freaking haters. Anyway, involved in the recent North Island shooting appears to have expanded into South Island. Mongols MC members, including National President Jim Thacker, rode to Christchurch about 10 days ago when it is believed the gang patched up former members of the Hells Angels and established a chapter in the city. Don't ask me. Australia's a lot different than the United States. That right there is surprising. The Mongols who patched depicts Genghis Khan on a motorcycle was founded in the United States 50 years ago and described itself as the baddest and fastest growing club in the world. The first New Zealand chapter of the gang was set up in the Bay of Plenty last year, creating tensions among rivals. Wow. Okay. The attack was thought to be in response to the arson of the Mongols-linked barber shop A former president of the Bandidos chapter in Queensland is among hundreds of hardened criminals known as 501s deported to New Zealand since 2014 changes to immigration law. So, looks like you guys got a new chapter of the Mongols out to you by you guys over in Christchurch. And that is your biker news for this segment. What do you guys think of Sturgis, man? That freaking story right there has me pissed. You know, what else? You know, the Sturgis want your blood when you're going up there so that they make more money on that. They make tons of money up there. And they put so much regulation on that rally. I don't know why anybody goes there personally. The riding I heard is beautiful. But stay outside of Sturgis, man. Get away from it. And you know what? Go to the little other towns and, you know, have them make money. I don't know. But they are some greedy bastards, man. They remind me of the city of Chicago where they want everything but the air you breathe. Unfreaking real. Don't ask no questions from me about this thing in Australia. If you see, because we get a lot of members of our channel that are from Australia, ask them about it because I do not know the culture over there. All I know is it's a lot different than here in the United States. Really is. Also, concerning the pagan story, think about a little bit about what I said, man. And think from outside the box on this, from a citizen or an independent, actually an independent way of thinking about it. You know, you can't have people going around trying to push people around, bully them, whatever word you call. And then next thing you know, you got people, you know, running to the cops. So anyway, that is our show today. Don't forget to go over on motorcyclemadhouse.com where you get different episodes that you wouldn't see here on the YouTube channel. And don't forget Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. I'll talk to you guys later. You have a good one.